Hey everyone. All right, so now we are in part 4 of this tutorial where we are going to create this front-end user interface for the decentralized application on the Ethereum blockchain, well, Polygon. So as a reminder, we have this connect to a wallet button where we can connect to MetaMask, put the password there later. We can submit a donation to the contract creator or the owner, and we can see donations over 45 way. Now, we do this with Next.js. Specifically, we are going to create this front-end project right here, right? Most of these files and folders, don't worry, it looks like a lot, but it's going to be created automatically. We're just going to create about 3 different files, I think. To follow along, use this Readme file that's going to be under the video and scroll down to the front end, and we're going to do this part together all the way to this section right here. All right, so how do we create the front end section of our application using Next.js? The first thing we want to do is open your VS Code and make sure you are inside the main folder that we created, the donation to educator, right here in the terminal. Or you can do this in the command prompt, but we're going to use the terminal for this one, which I cannot see. Let's open a new terminal. Okay, so we're in donation to educator, not inside the backend, just in donation to educator. And the first thing we want to do is create a sample Next app by typing this. I'm going to type this, and we should follow these instructions. Everything here should be no, except for ESLint. We'll use that. That's fine. So no, not TypeScript. ESLint yes. No Tailwind. No source directory. No app router, and no default alias. All right, so now it's creating the project, which is going to create most of these folders right here in the front end. Now, eventually we are going to, in the last part of this tutorial, we are going to deploy this app to Vercel.com to actually be able to share this app that you created with your friends, family members, whoever, so they can use it. So we have to go through this step number 2, which is delete the .git file that is automatically generated with this last line of code. All right. So when we created this front end just a second ago, it generated a .git file, or initiated Git, and we don't want Git in there because we are going to use it for at the end. So cd front end, so we're in the front end folder, and if I'm on Windows, I'm just going to remove, and I think I have to do this with PowerShell, but we'll try. Oh, I think it worked. All right, just to make sure it worked, we'll go here. This is our file, front end, and we don't have .git. I just removed it. A minute ago, I had a .git folder right here. All right, now we'll be able to do the next step a lot easier. npm install web3 modal, we need that. So we're going to go, make sure you're inside the front end directory. So we're going to install, whoops, modal. And when that's installed, we'll install Ethers 5. Ethers 6 is pretty new, so we're going to not use that for now. So make sure you install Ethers 5. And then we'll create a constants folder in the front-end directory. And inside, we'll put this index.js. It's going to have our information. So go to open the front end, create a constants, spell it correctly, and inside create a file, call it index.js. And inside index.js, just got to put all of this in there. Okay. And you have to replace my contract address with the address of your contract. We have it here on Polygon Etherscan right here. So this was the initial contract address that we got when we deployed this. And the ABI can be found right here in the artifacts. So you'll go into the backend, artifacts, contracts, and donation.json. Here's the ABI. I'm just going to copy all of this all the way to the end and put this inside of here. There we go, inside the brackets. Perfect. Good, so we have our ABI, we have our contract address, and now we're going to create another index.js file, but inside the pages folder. So let's close this, close the backend, and in the front end, we're going to the pages folder. We have an index.js. We're going to replace all of this. This is default code that comes with Next.js. And we're going to replace it so it fits our app. That's going to be right here. All of this code. Now I'm not going to go over, this is 345 lines of code, so I'm not going to go over all this code, which is actually the front end, because it's a whole tutorial on its own. So for the sake of time, we're going to skip this, but you have this so you can learn on your own and understand how this is actually generating this front end. All right, so we copied our file. And now we are on, we have to make sure that this bullet point in 5, replace the block number with the block number where your contract was created. So our contract, if we go back to our contract for this tutorial, was created on block number 152. So this will be the earliest block number. I think you can also put earliest as a string, but we'll just do like this. 157244 until the latest. And now if we run this, we will be able to see any logs that's over 45 way. All right, but we'll run this in a second. Okay, so now we have our block number. Now we're going to add some pictures, some images. Right here, the ones that we have right here, this image, and then this image on top on the icon. So the best way to do that is to go to these two links right here and just download them. Save image as, and then download this, and you'll be able to put that in there. Do it right now with this images, just so you learn. But when you're done and you want to use your own images, make sure that you change the path to these images in the index.js file, which is right here. It's all the way at the bottom. You'll see, it says logo charming data.ico. So you have to change this, whatever your image is called, right? And here is a PNG. You have to change this as well, unless you call it the same name. I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to put it in the public folder, put the images. 1 second. Okay. Paste. Got these images here right now. And now that I have the images, go back to our terminal in the front-end directory, and we're going to run dev. So go back to the terminal, front-end, run dev. Takes about a minute to, well, a little bit less. And now this is the decentralized application for this contract right here that doesn't have any donations yet. Right, so we're going to connect our wallet, connect this account, and if we click on see donations, nothing happens because we don't have any donations yet. But we're going to submit our first donation for the free class, dance class. Submitted. Let's submit 50 way. 48. Submit. Confirm. Now it's going to be loading. It takes about 10 seconds, and when it's done, we should be able to pull these donations from the log. I'll actually show you this right here on the Polygon Etherscan testnet as soon as it's done loading. Okay, thank you for a donation of 48 way. We'll go right here, we'll refresh, and now we see that we have this transaction where we donated 48 Wei. If we go in here, we can actually see some more information about this transaction. Also the reason for the free dance class. If you go to logs, you see that we have 5 different logs, and the last one should be the reason. Yes. All right, cool. So now if we pull this, see donations over 45 Wei, now we get for the free dance class amount 48. So it's not pulling necessarily the last event, it's pulling all events over 45 Wei. So that's it. We just finished the front end project. I highly recommend you go into this index file and try to learn a little bit more about it. I know it pretty well, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask me in the YouTube video, or under the YouTube video in the comment section. All right, stick around for the last part, which is going to be part 5, where we'll learn how to create this app. We'll deploy it to the web so we can share it with others. Always remember, we are better together, so help each other out. And if you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can get notified of the next video I create.